All right, what do you say, folks? Monday Night Live, Sean Higgs, and I got Doug Upstone rolling in right as I have to start the show. Excellent. Doug, what do you got? I know you're ready. You're chomping at the bit.
No, that's chopping the bit. I will chop at the bit because the Detroit Tigers just won, and that was my pick for today.
There
So
you
5-1. So happy about that one, and what a great pitching matchup. And these bullpen, Sean, they stink. They give up runs like crazy. All of them.
I can't believe Clace came in and gave up 3 runs. I wanted to make his a ticket. I have one for him for Cy Young, thinking, you know what, he's awesome out of the bullpen. He comes in today and he totally wets it up.
The other thing about that too, though, I mean, now this is one of my favorites, though, for the regression heroes that are out there. Okay, he was due to give up a bunch of runs.
Oh, that's for sure, because he's given up, I think, like 2 all year, so he was more than due.
So, but yeah, good luck on trying to predict that, right?
Oh my goodness!
So I love that. But no, I want to get to. I can't come up with anything on this game. I do come with information about tonight's Monday night game. What are your thoughts on this game tonight?
I got a primo up.
Oh, you do it? Okay, I'm sorry, I did not know.
That's all right. Let me. I believe I have.
I got some stuff I can throw at you.
I just want to see which one I have up on this, because I have side and total, but I don't know which package I put up. What the play was.
Okay.
So I got to double check. I got to see which one I put up. I used as if you buy like a weekly. I don't know if you do. For me, I have like side total so many, and I'll pick like my favorite 3 for a 3-pack or something.
Okay.
So this one here, I just have to see. Okay. Okay. So I put the side out in the chat, but so for all intents and purposes, I do like the under as another, and it's a premium. Look at this. Doug's getting calls from the. Here we go. Inside information coming.
Exactly. It's just coming my way. Yes, for sure on that. No, the total I know is very popular tonight, but I don't know, 46-43. And it doesn't seem like there's much value left in there to me on that one. We all know with Kansas City's offensive problems and whatever from that standpoint. But I don't know. I'm just not. That's just tough for me. And that side is not exactly easy either. It's at a kind of a funky number. And again, we know Kansas City's been living the good life in terms of finding ways to win. But that's going to end eventually. Will it end tonight? I don't know. But a couple things. Now, the circumstances to me in this are so different. So this is why I got some nice trends here, but I'm not crazy about them because of the situation with Kansas City's offense. But Chiefs, 12-0-1 since November of 2021, after a game in which they scored 21 or less points and rushed for less than 140 yards. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. Of course, the most important trend, Sean, this week for this game, at least by all accounts, Taylor Swift is supposed to be there.
Oh, great.
So we have to know that. So Chiefs, 12-3 straight up, 12-3 straight up, 9-5-1 against the spread. Okay.
I don't know if I actually pull out my 357 on live stream, what would that happen?
Well, you can pull it out. It probably wouldn't be a great idea, but I know you've done worse things than that. So.
When we did stuff like that, though, there was no video. It's all like these young kids now live streaming.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, well, yeah.
All of our stuff was off camera.
I actually would, if you did that, I wouldn't feel bad for you. I'd more feel bad for your wife, to be honest with you.
We should just because it'll be 20 years, 2 weeks, 20 years she's been married to me.
And I got one more for you here. Derek Carr. Okay, with the first couple of games, he looked really good. Got great, had a good running game. Everything was going well. Running game not so great the last couple of weeks. Look what happened to them. So that's a key component here. However, in his career, Derek Carr, 28-1 as an underdog coming off a loss. So that's something to consider, And
then you have him coming off 2 bad losses, like tough, right. Like the Atlanta. That's a heartbreaker lose. I mean, you muffed a punt. The guy kicks a 60-yarder. Week before that, your wide receivers tackled in the end zone. Should have been a game-winning touchdown. So they're in a spot. Or not. Excuse me, that was a Falcon game. The Eagles Saints game where they just were in control and ended up losing it late. So 2 tough losses, and now you got Kansas City. Good spot for an underdog guy with the trend working in his favor.
It seems like it. Yeah, it's just a matter of always the case with Derek Carr. You just never know thing with him. so it's either going to work or it's not. So,
you mentioned the line down. So I got this, depending on the sites, at 45, 44, and 44 and a half. So I got a little wiggle room on the total there. Still, but again, you got a, banged up Kamara. We know Kansas City's offense has been struggling a bit. So I just got I was coming on there with Seth. I was like, oh, look at this. I just got a prop to take. It was a Schuster over. It was like 18 and a half yards. So I'm with Seth. I'm talking. By the time it beeps, I go on a site. It's up to 21 and a half. 3 points in a matter of a minute and a half. The line moved from the time I got a message from a buddy.
Well, there you go. There
you go. That one didn't make the chat. I couldn't forget about typing it in the chat. I couldn't even get it in 3 yards ago.
That falls into the category. I've heard something about this today. A prop prayer or something like that.
I had prop prayer
about that earlier today, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. But
prayer props. That's going to be the new segment on. We'll do those like on a Sunday at halftime or for your games. Like you just pray and they cover.
Or live props, basically what you're talking. Do live props, and then bring your rosary, and everything will be good. So hey, I just wanted to check in for a couple minutes. I'm off to do all my power ratings for the week. So good luck for the rest of the show. Hope somebody else gets you. Have a great rest of the time.
Thanks, prop it in, Doug.
All right, take care. Thanks. Okay.
Doug's on gamblersworld.net with me. You can find him. I think he's probably got baseball coming up for the week and NFL and college football and stuff like that. I didn't get to anything. Doug came in right away. He's like, hey, let's jump in. So it's 6. I better get these games up. I know we got some comments in here, but let me put up what I got here for you. Scroll them across here for the game. Olave, anytime touchdowns here. We got Olave for the Saints, 180. Shaheed, 215. Worthy, plus 150. Schuster, plus 350. New Orleans, Johnson over 12.5 yards receiving. And I went Kansas City. Worthy was rushing receiving yards over 75.5. If you just want to do receiving yards, was 44.5. But I look at it, he's going to be getting, it's Kelsey and him. He's going to be getting the targets. He'll be getting the targets. And I threw the rushing in there. Nothing last week against the Chargers. The week before, 3 rushes, 13 yards Atlanta, 1 for 5 versus Cincinnati, 1 for 21 versus Baltimore. I know they got Hunt, but still no Pacheco. Maybe he gets a couple sweeps. Maybe he gets some sweeps. Worth a shot. I don't know. 75 yards there, 125. I like the plus money, but his regular receiving yards is 44.5. It's 44.5. I wrote it down somewhere. It's not in the chat, but that was a play that I grabbed. And I was also thinking, hey, Kamara, 150 total yards or rushing receiving yards. It was 4-1, but that's a huge, huge nut to go after. That's why it didn't even make it in here as a play. But I know you love the anytime touchdowns. Olave, Shaheed, 180, 215. Worthy, 150. Schuster, 350. Johnson, the tight end there, 21.5 receiving yards. You just heard me mention Schuster over 18.5. I couldn't even get it in. It was at 21.5. I didn't even add it here. But those are for that if you're interested in those props. We do have Yanks coming up, but that's a little while. So I'll save that. So before I get to that, hit the like button if you haven't already. Come in the chat, hit the like button. Cost you nothing, hit the like button. If you follow on Twitter, the X World, awesome. I mentioned gamblersworld.net for our premium stuff. We'll be lowering the prices for baseball, obviously. I think it's down to like 150-ish range for World Series, and NFL will be dropping. Big price cut. You want to get down on that for primo stuff because they're our sponsor. Support the channel and the show. Let's go. Eric, my guy. Gear shift to Major League Baseball. No worries. We'll go jump into MLB. Thoughts on mid-game cash outs. Last time I played Philly minus 1.5 for $2. When they were up 2 runs late, I cashed out for $2.50. They won by 1 run. Cash game works. Yeah. The hedging spot, like the old hedgings for gardeners, it all depends on the bankroll. Now, if you're one of the guys with 200, you're left to the 200 crew back in the circa millions. Guys get eliminated. I understand. So you're going to come in here, try to make a deal. It all depends on your bankroll. Like that, I'm letting that kind of stuff fly. I'm not, it all depends on the size of your bet. Do you want to bet more? I look at it as unless it's some huge chunk, I'm not worried about an average unit size play, trying to get back in it or hedging out kind of stuff. I mean, listen, if I'm on a over or under and things are going out of control early, will I jump into that to try to make some money? That's one thing. But buying out that spot I probably would have, because in the playoffs you see these bullpens, you don't know what's going to happen. And a rival, I mean, it's Mets Phillies. They're familiar, not a lot of love loss. They see each other often. You know, it'd be a wild game. I think in that spot it was a safe move and paid off for you. Richard's in the house. How are you today? I got car passing up to over 31.5 at FanDuel. Like I said, man, I kind of like the under. So if he's throwing 30 plus times, I think we're going to have a shootout on our hands. Randy's in the house. Every expert I saw had the under tonight. Yeah, here's the thing, though, Randy. And this way I tell people when they get into like, oh, the public's on this or splits are on this. I get my games in way ahead of time. I'm way ahead. As you mentioned, as I said here, I got 45, 44.5, and 44. All a better number. So I'm sure I know I've seen it before, Randy. You know how I think. I want to get down before. I think I have a feel of how the game's going to go. Everybody's on the side. It's going to happen. It's Monday Night Football. It's Thursday Night Football. It's Sunday Night Football. It's one game. People are going to come in on it. And why wouldn't they come on this game? Chiefs have been defensive squad the last couple of years. The offense has been okay. It's not a 30-plus offense. This is a low 20s offense, even less. So Saints are banged up offensively as well. You're missing your starter running back, starter wide receiver on the Chiefs. Dennis Allen could coach a little defense for the Saints. Makes sense. Stop Gio's in the house. I teased up both 6-point doggies this week, and they end up winning outright. Shaking my head, that trend is now something like 18-2. Yeah, the 5.5 sixes are ridiculous. Yeah, well, you were on the show on our Football Friday Live with Victor King. He mentioned this. The losses, when it goes down to 5.5, I think the Patriots are in losses. It's undefeated, like 15-0 without the Patriots involved. Just a ridiculous run by the dogs in the NFL. Unbelievable. Big dogs. Jumped on the Tigers Indians under 7 on FanDuel game 3. Who's on the hill here on Wednesday? Cobb and to be determined, that guy. That TBD guy's everywhere. He is everywhere you want to be, that guy. 9 hits for Cleveland today. So that under was a little, you look at it like, hey, the guy's throwing a no-hitter, pitching a good game. 1 for 8 runners in scoring position for the Tigers. They made contact. That 6 today was out the window. I said, sorry I missed it. I would still go under 43 tonight. I would still go under 43. I don't think one team scores 20 tonight. So that's my thought process. Now, don't get confused since I have TD props. I put the props in here because people like to do props. This is what I would do. Yeah, Clay's got lit up. Never thought I'd seen that coming. As Doug Upstone conveniently pointed out for our guy Clace, was he due for a bad outing? Let's see. Last time he allowed a run, 11 games in September, nothing. We got to go back to August 30th. He allowed a run. Before that, the unearned run, not on him. Let's go back to July 7th. 1 run. Before that, we got to go back to June. Gave up a run. I mean, the guy's season was epic. 5 earned runs in 74 innings. 5 runs in 74 games. Unbelievable. Eric, Phillies Mets series, who takes it and how many games? Looking at the matchups, I think the Mets, it's tough because they are playing on such a little high right now, right? Manaea has been good. I just think I got to go Phillies. Better lineup. And they are paddle tested. This team's gone on runs in the playoffs before the Phillies. The Mets, let's be honest, they're happy to be a huge year for them. Who had the Mets here? All right, look around. Nobody. Not you, Met fans. Don't say, oh, yeah, you knew this was coming. You didn't think it was coming. Stop it. Suarez, Quintana, game 4. Senga Wheeler, game 5 if necessary. I mean, it's got to be Phillies. I mean, you're asking again. I didn't bet this game today, or tomorrow. I liked Sevy yesterday. What are the odds on the series there, Eric? Oh, we just had a little banner up. 159 for the playoff package. Go get it. You get me. I'm there. At thegamblersworld.net. Check out the leaderboard. Find a capper because 3 738 packages are guaranteed. Show you a profit or credit you back. Subject says, hit me out on this one. Same game parlay. Kelsey, anytime touchdown. All right. 25 rush yards from Mahomes. Okay. You got to worry about the knees at the end. He can pull some stunt where he wants to run around for 5 seconds. It takes 11 off the board and you're in trouble. Johnson receiving yards, already got it. This could cash in the first quarter or not at all. The rushing yards is the problem. He could have it. Here come the knees. Here comes the bee's knees. And he gets under. Not good. I mean, obviously, Kelsey, it's his number one guy. Versus I got the under 43.5 too. Case Chiefs. K over 7.5 points. Hold on. Under 43.5, yes. Chiefs, I guess that's team total over 7.5 for first quarter. What is this one at? Chiefs kicker? That's it. Chiefs kicker. Butker. Can he get 2 field goals? 3. 3 would get him. Grimace had the Mets. That stupid ass Grimace. The freaking Mets. Kicker. I had to figure that one out, Rich. I was like, it took me a second with the K, but I got it. Eric says, Phillies minus 135 win series versus Mets. I'd rather go series like this because, if it's actually getting to that 5th game with Wheeler, he's going to be like a big 190 fave. Take the series 135, better number. Absolutely. Where are we at here? NFL. This guy's about to start. Not yet. Let's just pop up the props one last time. We'll put them in the chat here. So Olave and Shaheed for the Saints. 180, 215 anytime touchdowns. Worthy 150, Schuster 350 for touchdowns for Kansas City. And as I said, I got the call over 18.5 receiving yards for Schuster, but that's jumped up to a 21.5. So there's that. I actually did I hate doing parlays, but I put him in at 21 and at 20.5 with Johnson's receiving yards for New Orleans. So we'll see how we do there. And the rushing receiving was 75. It was plus 125. Worthy's receiving yards are a 44.5 if you just want to do receiving yards. I figured I'm going to put a rush in there because I think he's going to get a couple carries. A couple sweeps, additional 10 yards. He's going to get some targets with no Rice-A-Roni in there. He had a nice game last week. 125. It's worth a lick for me here. Let's talk some Royals and Yankees about to go here, right? So we got Raggins and Rodon, a couple of lefties on the hill. 130. I don't know if this line has changed. I put this in earlier today. Maybe it has. Folks, I can't just come in and update this every 30 seconds. All right. I got 2 hands. One was on my pen. The other's on a mouse because I'm running 2 windows and 9 screens. So here we go. A Whit Ribby. And I did these today with Doug Upstone and Chip Trimbus on our daily show this morning. Whit 150, Perez 140, Pham 215. If the Royals are going to have a shot, these 3 guys are going to have to deliver. Whit's obviously their MVP guy. He bats second. Perez probably in the cleanup spot. Pham a little bit behind him. But these guys got to get on base. Someone's, we can't just be one guy here getting it done. So The fam, I'm thinking he's going to be part of my fam. When these guys are on base, it's first and third, nobody out. He sacks fly or base hit. We score this, boom, 215 in our pockets. The Yanks, I roll over to some Wells. Again, you got Soto, you got Judge, you got Stanton. Wells and Chisholm. I mean, Chisholm 265. I mean, is he batting what, .13 versus lefties? This is a joke. This kid's got some pop. He can hit a little bit. 265. Again, if you're a smart team, you're walking Judge, Soto, and Stanton and letting Verdugo or Wells or somebody else beat you. Why, those guys minus 105, minus 110. I'm not interested in that. Wells 180. I should have grabbed the little birdie. You got to love the Yankees. And he hasn't popped in here. I gotta talk to Jim and Seth offline to find why Mr. Numbers. He swears he's banned. This is the problem with the Yankees and why they're not going to sign Juan Soto, because you bring in John Birdie to play first base. He's never played first base before. All right, let's play first base. It's like, hey, let's trade for Chaz Jizz. We'll make him play third. He's never played third before. They're bargain shoppers. They're at the dollar store. They're bringing – who's the guy they brought in for first base from the A's? The A's released the guy and the Yanks signed him. I'm shocked they don't have Ty France in here from Seattle. That's why this team's not winning the World Series or getting to the World Series. Ragan's over 15.5 outs. I think this guy's going to go 6+ innings. You want to give me plus money? That does scare me. I do not like plus money when I'm looking for overs, whether it's a 7.5 in baseball, a 43.5, or whatever the case would be. I see the plus 105 in my head. I'm like, that's probably not good for me. But I love Ragans. We had Cy Young Ragans, strikeout leader Ragans, over win total, although we did catch 1 out of 3, so that's all right. To record a win plus 245, dude, if this guy's going to go 6-7 innings, he's going to strike out 10 guys, okay, he could probably get a win here. Hits, run, ribbies. I'm going Verdugo, 135. Again, sometimes you got to go off the grid, which is, at least I do. I'm not going to come in here and just give out your favorite. I don't do that. You could go anywhere. You could do that yourself. Let's take Verdugo. In the meat of the order, gets a hit, could get an RBI. There's 2 right off the bat. We're over the 1.5. Maybe it's just a sac fly, but that's fine. He comes up in the 6th inning, gets a base hit. We've got it covered. Verdugo, ex-Dodger farmhand. It's been around a little bit. Where are we here? Stopgeo says, how about the hurricane being steered right into Florida? Even the sheepers. Here we go. I love it. Stopgeo. Where is Ross? We need him here for the man-made hurricane coming out of Mexico. Get Ross out so we go down rabbit holes. Yes, I was just saying that. Where is Harvey Keitel? He's doing the book, the Harvey Keitel book, so he's unavailable for videos. I pick Widow. Gio, he texted me like 2 weeks ago on Monday night when Josh Allen had the monster game versus the Jaguars. Like, oh, overrated, right? So then on Sunday night when they got pummeled by the Ravens, I respond to him like, yeah, Ross, definitely he's overrated. Eric, I picked Witt over 1.5 hits, run, ribbies, minus 150. See, I can't do the 155, Eric. And I'm not saying it's not a winning bet. For me, I don't know. People come into a free pick show, whether I'm here on Winner Circle, whether I'm doing my midday money. I feel like giving out 155s, 200s. Do you really need some quote unquote pro guy to come tell you to take something like that that's juiced up heavy because it should hit? I baseball like 140. 140s. I'm on run lines. And I should probably go to about a 160 mark, 165, right? I'd probably have if I did that, I'd probably have a ridiculous 80% record of baseball. Instead, I'm losing run lines. But I don't hate this. I think it cashes. Me, the 155, it's like, oh, scary. I don't want to do it. What happens in the Yanks clubhouse from the owner leadership perspective? They're just too cheap to go all in for the win. Not to say they aren't already probably $400 million. Yeah, big payroll. But again, trade deadline, what they get? Jazz Chisholm's nice. You couldn't get a starting pitcher. This team, when Cole was on the injured list, they know Cole was gone. They wouldn't give a discount deal to Snell with no Cole. That's all you need to know about him. And people think they're going to sign Soto for $500 million. They're not paying him more than Judge. Judge is their guy. They can't have Soto making more money and still have Judge the face of the franchise. Not happening. Not happening. Nope. Nope. Where are we at here? Here we go. Mr. Numbers. I'm banned on YouTube. I can't get on the X chat. What do you mean you can't get on the X chat? You click on the picture where I'm live, and then it just pops up. It's not that difficult, Mr. Numbers. You're not banned on X. Clace was due for regression. When is Judge due to hit? Judge is Nick Swisher when it comes to the playoffs. He's going to hit like 175. He's terrible. I love bashing Judge. It gets Yankee fans just get all frothy at the mouth. Call him Kevin Moss or Dan Pasqua. Forget it. He's Nick Swisher. I had to dig today to find like bad Yankee outfielders in the playoffs. Nick Swisher, I think in 2012 hit like 167, so I got to call him Nick Swisher from now on. Michael B's in house. Way too much action for 2 games. I really have a bad feeling about this. So, Michael, it's not good. Not good. You don't have to do that on a random Monday. I mean, are you wrapped up into college football tomorrow? Florida International and Liberty. There is a game tomorrow night. I can't wait to see how many people come tomorrow. Hey, who do you got, Liberty or Florida International? Don't gotta bet it. You don't gotta bet it. I know people tell you. I know they're out there trying to get you to bet every single game, but that's fine. That's fine. Try to bet every single game, and then when you wake up, when your alarm goes off at 5:30 and shower and head off to work, that's what happens. Can't bet every game. Can't bet every game. There you go. Listen, 4 bets on 2 games. Now, in 1996, Mike, that might have been a problem because you just have side and total. So that could be a problem, and there's 2 games and you have the side and total in every game. In 2024, that's not a problem because there's 20 anytime TD props for each team, completions, pass attempts, interceptions, TDs just for the quarterbacks. So that's 8 right there. Rushing and receiving yards props for 10 guys, right? And then each individual rushing and receiving, not just combined. I mean, just on that alone, you have freaking 30 props. So 4 in 2 games, that's fine today. Today's day and age. Us, these young whippersnappers don't realize what it was like in, back in the day where you call up and the guy answering the phone was there. Oh, it's Monday Night Football, 9:00. He was there from 8 to 9. That was it. There's no halftime. You couldn't call them. Nobody's there at halftime. Maybe you got lucky on a Sunday. You'd call up and some guy would answer the phone because he's working off his figure and he's eating a sandwich. He'd answer the phone and give you a halftime line. James S. is in the house, my guy. James. Whoa, James is changing his picture. What happened to you got a little dog? Now you got what kind of funky dog is this? It's a little psychedelic. Like a Jimi Hendrix acid doggy or something. What is that? Eric says, Padres, Dodgers. I like the Padres to win it. The series goes 5. But I do like King tomorrow. 145 tomorrow over Bueller. Let's go San Diego. KC money line today with Ragans under 7.5. Sure. Saints in the under. Okay. I mean, I have a few player props. Both of those are not real money. Good way to play your props. If you don't think it's real money, you don't get carried away. A lot of people like to roll out the crazy 8-legger props, $8 for 50,000 to try to get on Prize Picks or some kind of nonsense, FanDuel crap. Just try to get a little plus money. Enjoy it. That's fine. Don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. Let's see what's happening here. Any baseball? We got warm-ups in baseball. I thought this game didn't even tip off yet. It's 7:30. I was like, why isn't this game underway? Why is this game underway? I'll rehash my stuff for everybody here. Alave anytime TD, 180. Shaheed, 215 for the Saints. Kansas City, Worthy, 150. Schuster, 350. As I mentioned earlier, Schuster over 18.5 receiving yards I was talking to our guy Seth off air. I said, "Oh, let's get down on this, Seth." And by the time from the time I spoke those words to logging in, it was 21.5. Actually, it was 20.5. I went to enter. It said odds changed, 21.5. So there's that. New Orleans Johnson over 21.5 receiving yards. Worthy rushing receiving yards 75. Again with this, his receiving yards is 44.5. I have that as well. I just didn't add to the chat here. Here, though, I looked at his no rushing attempts versus the Chargers, 3 versus Atlanta, 1 versus Cincy, 1 versus Baltimore. I just feel like they're going to try to work him more in. Offense is a little banged up, to say the least, for Kansas City. So I think he could probably go for, he's going to get a couple carries. He goes for 20 plus there. That'll be just an added bonus. But again, 44.5 receiving yards. I think he's going to get, I want to see he's going to get more targets than Kelsey today. We'll see what happens. Royals and the Yanks, some ribbies. Witt, Perez, Pham, 155, 140, and 215. For the Yanks, Wells, 180, and Chisholm, 265. Again, I'm not grabbing usual suspects at minus cheap numbers. Judge and Soto are going to walk up to somebody else. Let somebody else beat you. All right? That's why we also have a Verdugo. Hits, run, ribbies, plus 135. He can get it done on one swing, base hit, drives in somebody, ribby, hit, over 1.5, we're in. Mikey B was just talking about the Royals. Well, how about a Ragans to win 245? If they have a shot, he's got to go 6-7 innings. 15.5 outs would give us 6 full innings, right? He gets us out of here. He gets us into the 6th, 7th inning. Plus 105, sure. A win 245, sure. I had looked at a couple of strikeout props for this guy as well. But again, I had to get up to like 7 for both him and Rodon. They're a good plus money, but I decided against it. So we'll just stick with what we got going on here. Eric says, best bet for Super Bowl winner as of tonight. I mean, again, if we're just saying, who will are you discounting the Vikings right now? Like, I get it. Chiefs are undefeated, 3-1 against the spread, but foot game versus Baltimore, pulled out a win versus Cincinnati. You tackled the guy in the end zone against the Falcons. You struggled versus a backup in LA versus the Chargers. I think Minnesota's pretty dominant. They look pretty darn good. Okay, I don't have the odds right in front of me for this either. I'm just saying from what we've seen through the first couple weeks of football, I mean, Minnesota's looked the most complete out of any team. Who's looked better? Leg Show, my guy. Good to see you. Leg Show, I'll be in Vegas this week. I'm heading into town. Best bet Chiefs first quarter money line, minus 101. You're home. You want to jump out to a fast start. You got a bye week. I don't hate it. I mean, take these plus 180 and higher bets. Realistically, how much are you dropping on these? I would have no more than $25 if that's my budget. I'm sure others go higher. Yeah, listen. I say all the time when I do, like, people ask for props and stuff when I come in here, I just list a bunch of them. I'm not betting every one of these. I'm trying to find something I kind of like. I told you I got the Worthy. I'll tell you. Hold on a second. I'll log into my account. A couple things right now. I'll let you know. I have the Worthy. I know the Johnson over 21.5. Now again, that's a basic minus 115. That's 230 for 200. Over 44.5, minus 120, the same. Let's go to another account. Another Juwan Johnson in this one. Who's this one? That's a hold on a second. Where is the Oh no. All right, I was gonna say, where's this one? Because I got 2 Juwan Johnsons. This is Johnson and the Schuster I mentioned. 22.5 yards and 21.5. I did a parlay on this one. Whatever, 100 for 250. I was like, because the lines moved. Now on the anytime TDs, when I do ribbies, all these 180s, for me, they're just like $100 because if I do them, I want to get a little something back because I'm doing 3 or 4 of them. So they have to kind of offset where if I hit one and the other 4 lose, am I going to break even? Am I going to make a little? They got to be somewhat. It all depends, Eric. And again, for these, I'm just trying to find some things to put out here in the chat. I'll let you know when I have this one or that one. Dragons for the win. I'll just double. 240 double result first 5 in full game. But on the same thing, you could lose this one. Doubles. Him just for the win 245. They can be down. It's 2-0 in the 4th inning, and he loses the first 5. But then all of a sudden he's still pitching, and they score 4. They win 4-2. Then where are you at, Mike? That's a loser. Football's so hard to do futures. Chiefs look great. Mahomes goes down next week. Then what? Injuries? See, I don't. You think the Chiefs look great? I think they've looked all right. They could be 1-3. What are you talking about? They look great. T-Money's asked, what do you think about Kamara, Kelsey, and Burge combined for 4 TDs? I got it 14-1. 4 TDs. You think everybody scores one? I got the Worthy up here myself. I think Worthy's going to get some targets and stuff. So, yeah, that's a nice little bet. Well, I can't tell you where I'm standing at. I got a bunch of people calling the place and leaving me wake-up calls, like show. You're on Twitter. Reach out. I'll let you know. Teammate says, agree, might be. I think the Chiefs look good with the level of competition they've had. They don't look bad. They got a couple turnovers with Baltimore. They won that game because they had short field. Baltimore still almost came back. I know Baltimore's problem is they gave up that big lead to the Raiders at home. But the last couple of weeks, you destroyed Dallas before letting them come back again. You're up. Garbage points, I get it. You dismantle the Bills at home. You go on the road versus Cincy. We can make fun of Cincy all you want. Cincy, T-Money, you're in there screaming about a pass interference call against Cincy. Kansas City should have lost to Cincy. Cincy's up 10 again in the 4th quarter. Baltimore comes back and wins. Baltimore is dangerous. I need a little more consistency out of the defense. But any team who's been good on offense and defense, and it's Minnesota. It's not close. Who's been better than Minnesota? Nobody. I'll just give an example. I'm not saying Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. No, I agree. For me, if you got a good head coach in Andy Reid, you got a great quarterback, Mahomes. But if you're asking, he was asking like, as of today, what team has played the best? It's the Vikings. It's nobody else. It's the Vikings, and then everybody else, because everyone else hasn't looked as good as the Vikings. I don't know, argue all you want in the chat. Knock yourselves out. It's the Vikings. Someone on X said a few days ago, Clay says Mariano of our generation. That statement didn't age well. Well, unless he's comparing to Mariano of what was that, 97 when the Indians got him. Right? Who's that? Alomar hit the home run off him? I'll say for you, Chiefs are winning Super Bowl, them or Baltimore. Again, T-Money, that was not the question here. It was who's been playing the best football this year and would win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs have not been the best team in football this year. Great team or QB doesn't have another league player changes everything. Yeah. That's the fun of futures. Who's going to win? Who's going to have a breakout year? Who had the Vikings? Vikings win total was 6.5. They got a bye week and they come home against Detroit. They get Detroit off a bye week. They could be at their win total at the end of October. Cowboys are they're bad with Lamb. This is not a good Cowboy team. We don't agree again. Vikings have been the biggest surprise, but the Ravens have looked the beast the last 2 weeks, the best the last 2 weeks. So they rallied back against Cincinnati, who lost to the Redskins and Patriots at home. And they were down double digits to them. I have a Baltimore Super Bowl ticket right here. Here it is. Where is it? Bet online. 100 for a dime. Here's my ticket. No, can't give you a ticket number. I like Baltimore. I had Baltimore week 1 against the Chiefs. I had Baltimore week 2, laying a touchdown to the Ravens. Or to the Raiders. They are a really good team. But have you watched them? They lost to the Raiders. They gave them a 10-point lead at home, which they do. They went on the road, got up big on Dallas, let them come back. Demolished Bills on the road, who were just coming off a game where they demolished Jacksonville at home. They go on the road, and they were in a wild game versus the Bengals. They were down 35, what were they at? 35-24, 35-21 or whatever in the fourth quarter. Come on, man. Yeah, you're nonsense. You're nonsense, T-Buddy. I can't. How am I going to talk with you? You're in fantasy land. I mean, you think the Lakers are going to win a championship every year. How do I even talk to you? I watch the Vikings, the Chiefs, Baltimore, Niners, Eagles, Giants. The Vikings have been the best team. It's not close. They've been the best complete team. There's been no blowing 10-point leads multiple times. Hasn't happened. They haven't been down 10 points. They've been down for a total of 2 minutes the entire year. How can you say anybody's been better than them? They're not. No one has. Yeah, their tight end. I mean, I don't even need their tight end. They got a good head coach, a good defensive coordinator. Watch out. Mike, that is, again, do you guys read what the question was? Who's been the best team right now and who won the Super Bowl? The best team has been the Vikings. It is not close. It is not close. How can you say that the Chiefs have been the best team when they tackled the guy in the end zone? They should have got a flag. T Money's in here crying that the NFL's rigged on Twitter when they get a pass interference. And it was a legit pass interference. You can't hit a guy before the ball comes. You pulled that game out of your hat. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Minnesota has trailed for 2 minutes. They've destroyed every team they played. What are we talking about here? Who's been playing it? Baltimore's been better. They blew a 10-point lead to the Raiders, who just scored 3 points or whatever the hell they did against freaking Denver. They lost to Carolina. But yeah, Ravens have been great. Okay. Blowing 10-point leads like it's their job. Best buy low team Super Bowl is Niners. I'm not buying the Niners. I thought the Lions had a nice, easy path. They've been scuffling. The Vikings, new leadership, they're the team right now. Nobody in the NFC East. I mean, I think the Redskins win the East, believe it or not. I will not be shocked when Washington wins. Tide and Fox, my guy. Good to see you. On Kansas City over and Saints and the points. Likes the over, huh? I'm against you. I like the under here. T-Mike says, Mike B. Darnold didn't look great against the Jets. The Vikings defense won that game. Jets have a little bit of defense, T-Mike, in case you didn't know. They love to talk a lot of crap. They ran their quarterback right out of Dodge. They ran all the quarterbacks out, and the quarterbacks are doing great everywhere but with the Jets. Redondo just struck out the side top of the first. Half a Murphy. Uh-oh. Look at this. We got our spammers. Vikings played like Boo Boo Sunday. Dude, I do not take a game. They played. This is like just funny stuff here. So the NFL makes these teams go play in England for some ridiculous reason. They're up 17-0 on them. Not even playing good. Jets score to end the half. And then the Jets score in the fourth quarter to kind of make it close. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, the Jets. This is now you're turning into T-Mike's turning into Mr. Numbers. Oh, the Jets aren't good. Vegas only had the Jets favored in 14 games to start the year. But yeah, this team was supposed to be trash this year. from the guys who live in the desert and have everything flown into them because there's just sand around them. They don't know what they're doing. John Putnam's in the house. Hello, Sean. Good Monday evening to you. Got the Saints and the under tonight. I don't hate it. The Chiefs have played a way harder schedule than Vikings. You don't put crap into context. Vikings won't win a thing, and Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs are all had a murder schedule. So, again, you play who's in front of you. They beat the Niners. Remember the big bad Niners? They were in the Super Bowl last year. Had another lead over the Chiefs for the second time in 2 Super Bowls, and they blow more 10-point leads than the Ravens, who can't even get to the Super Bowl. All right, so that's right. The Ravens are crap. I keep forgetting that. I mean the Niners. What are we talking about? Houston. You love C.J. Stroud. You're a Stroud guy. So them destroying Houston's not a good win. Come on. The funny thing is, they played a terrible schedule. When the Giants beat the Bengals this weekend, is the Viking win going to be? Well, they want to beat the Giants. The Giants are beating the Bengals on Sunday. And the Vikings get Hawkinson back, look out. I mean, they're good. NFL's watered down. Well, yes, because you have no quarterbacks. They're terrible. There's 5 good quarterbacks. There's a couple of really good ones. Excellent. Mahomes, Lamar, you got Allen. And then there's what's Burrow? I don't know. Guy lost to the Patriots. I mean, I got to take that guy serious. And then who else you want to throw in that next little tier of guys? I mean, Cousins is, when he's healthy, he puts up big numbers. It's about the quarterback play, Todd. Murder schedule. I know what you meant. If the Yankees score here, I'm jumping on a live under. What is going on in the Yankee game? We got Raggins versus Wells. I love it. He comes in, he starts walking guys, strikes out Judge. There you go. Nick Swisher Jr., Aaron Judge, striking out again. Now, this would be good because we actually have a Wells Ribby for plus 180. Report the spammers as terrorists. Here come the spammers. Hate walks, Royals, Raggins. Oh, you hate walks. Yeah, walks lead off batter, ridiculous. Yeah. Well, now I'm in trouble with my 15 and a half outs because the pitch count for him. I mean, we're going to throw 30 pitches an inning. We're in trouble here. This will be an over day. Get on the over because he's going to be at 30 pitches here in the first inning if he doesn't get a double play. Oh boy. And here they come. I don't know if Jim has reported them. I'm going to start reporting them on the Twitter world. Unwanted spam, pornography, child abuse. Should we do child abuse? I listen, Eric, you know I want to report terrorism, but then I got people showing up at my door. I don't want that. I do not want that. But it means we're making headway on a Monday night. And this is weird because we do not get the spam when we do Friday Live football. Like Football Friday Live does not get the spam. So maybe it's based on maybe what our words are in the chat or in our SEOs. However it happens, I do not know. T-Money. Giants are not beating the Bengals. Giants will win. I'll never bet the NFL again, and the Giants are my team. Pen is out. T-Money. Take a picture of this one, T-Money. I'll give you a minute to get a camera. Everybody watching. I'll never bet NFL again if Giants win. The pen is out. This is like when people say database, I get the pen out. How to ban it. He's gone. I got him. Jumped on the under 8. Let's hope Raggins holds them down. He does. Strikeout, and then Stanton walks. I got to get Jim. You got to work on getting Mr. Numbers in here because he's probably losing his mind that Nick Switcher, that Aaron Nick Switcher Judge made another strikeout. I reported the spam. There you go, Timo. It's definitely the QB. Some of these guys should be. It's Todd. You've watched my shows before. What do I keep saying about these quarterbacks? One, stay in school. Everybody, they want to come out as sophomores or juniors. They want to get paid. Hopefully the NIL has these guys stay in school and learn a little bit. They come into a team that's a trash team. That's why they're in the top 5 because they got mega problems. They're coming in, new head coach, new coordinator, a lot of holes on a team. Very rarely are you Brock Purdy and landing on a Super Bowl team, a team that went to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy went to a team that was coming out of the Super Bowl. They had a 10-point lead over the Chiefs in the fourth quarter. That's the team he landed on. That doesn't happen too much. Probably pretty rare. So then you get stuck on a team. You're Zach Wilson. You go to the Jets. They got 2 offensive linemen out. Your top wide receiver goes down. You get hurt. What do you got? You got nothing. You got a crap head coach. You like Salah as a Jet coach? That's your coach? You think he's helping Zach Wilson? Then you bring in Aaron Rodgers and his coordinator. And then what happens to Rodgers? He gets killed behind your crappy offensive line. So if your Hall of Fame quarterback's getting killed, what's going to happen to your rookie who's now on his second coordinator in 2 years? He's going to look like trash. It's not fair. Not just to him. How about Mac Jones? People are like, oh, this guy's pretty good. Looks pretty good. Then what happens? Let's change coordinators. To our special teams, a defensive guy. Hey, let's get the punter to teach this guy how to throw the football. Yeah, he's in Jacksonville now. How's Jacksonville paying Trevor Lawrence? How's that working out? Urban Meyer did a great job on that clown. Hey, we're going to turn this into Clemson. We got you and ATN. We can run this like we're in the ACC. Yeah. Yep. Bad coaching. You go to a bad team. You're done. You'll never know how good these guys are. How's Geno Smith looking in Seattle last couple of years? Looks pretty decent. Serviceable NFL quarterback. Ran out of town for the Jets. Sam Darnold. This guy's crap. Looks like an MVP right now. Zach Wilson's going to be a Super Bowl winner when he takes over. I mean, you go to a bad team, you're in trouble. Bad coach or 2. Yes, I just mentioned that. So that the Fed showing up at 2 a.m. with my spam reports. You're right, Joe. It's always Monday, isn't it? Yeah, what about Monday? With the spam? Yes. It's the live Monday show. Nothing in Football Friday. We got Mark, Football Friday, 1 o'clock, live Eastern. Mark Lawrence, Victor King, and myself. We're doing football, not the live spam. Now, I used to get live spam in the midday money, but we've taken care of that. We've gotten rid of it. But it's weird. It is weird. I don't know. It's got to be based on if you do something that says like Monday Night Football or teams or stuff like that. So it kind of gets roped into, they find it. No one showed up to you during a hurricane. Report to terrorists. Yeah, well, they'll come anyway. LOL to the camera. I love this Yankees team. They can't score without hitting a home run. I took the Royals first 5, plus a half, plus 130. This is why I don't think the Yanks are a good team. I said it way back in March. You got 2 guys, 2.5 guys, because Stanton, if he plays, he's going to hit like 240, he might hit 30-something homers, right? He's still got the power, but it's a 2-man team. And the rotation, I had no Cole. I didn't know what I'm getting out of Rendon. I got Louis Heel, who's quadruple. He's got more innings pitched this year than he does his last 4 years combined. What has he got in the tank? Clark Schmidt. They have Birdie playing today. The Yankees. Big bad Yankees. A lot of money. Yeah, I'm sure they're signing Soto for $500 million. Chiefs kicker over 1.5 field goals. I agree, Assarelli. Good to see you, fella. Thanks for popping in. Jazz makes 3 guys. Yes. Yeah, he's half a guy. So Jazz and Santa together equal guy. And I like Jazz. I do. Now, he was out at second base the other day. I mean, but whatever. But again, to the Yanks, if you're these teams, walk the dude. What are you pitching to Soto and Judge for? I mean, I should say that. I'll start pitching to Judge because he's hitting 200 in the postseason. He can't hit. Whether he presses or it just comes out that these are better pitchers and he can't hit good pitching. So he's a compiler. The guy's Harold Baines. He's just going to play and hit a bunch of homers, and then postseason comes, he does nothing. Yankees need a guy at the bottom of the lineup, a new manager. They have guys at the bottom of the lineup. I mean, DJ LeMahieu came here as a borderline Hall of Famer, forgets how to hit. I'm the Volpe. Bro, the Volpe love. Oh, my God, he's the next cheater. Him, Cabrera, terrible. I thought Verdugo was a nice pickup. I thought that was a pretty decent. I'm like, oh, he's a kind of professional guy. It's good 280 for us. No. LeMahieu can't hit a lick. Rizzo should retire. What's this team's offseason like? What are they doing? The Yanks should have been like, called the Cardinals. Arenado and Goldschmidt, I know they're over the hill. Would have fit in perfect with the Yanks with Rizzo and Stanton and Cole, all these 36-year-olds with Mayhew. Make it the over-hill gang. They just have a third baseman. They got problems, the Yanks. I mean, you might be able to bully some bad clubs. This is not a World Series winning team. It is just that simple. How can you think this team win the World Series? Luke Weaver. I was a big Luke Weaver guy when he was a Cardinals top prospect 15 years ago, however long ago that was. I mean, this is your bullpen. Yanks payroll is definitely not worth the output they provide on field. It's terrible. Terrible. They got Stanton for another couple of years. Judge is making $40 million for the next 6 till he's 39. Soto's leaving. LeMahieu, Rizzo. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to sign Burns? How about Eloy? Eloy Jimenez, free agent. Sign him. Nice injury-prone guy. Fits right in with the Yanks. Fits right in. All right, so these were our Yankee props, or Yankee Royal props. Ribbies for Whit, Perez, Famwells, and Chisholm. Raggins over outs, 15.5 outs, a win 245. Hits run Ribby for Verdugo, 135. Let's jump into the NFL game. Almost here. Olave and Shaheed, anytime touchdowns for the Saints, 180-215. Worthy, plus 150, Kansas City, anytime touchdown. Schuster, plus 350, anytime touchdown. Johnson, over 21.5 receiving yards. New Orleans, 21.5. Worthy, rushing receiver, 75. Again, this was plus 125. As I was going through, I read them to you before. I have just his wide receiver, just receiving props, I should say, 44.5. I lumped them together here because it was one plus money, and I'm thinking he might get this just alone receiving, 60-plus yards. He's going to get some targets with Rice out. Is he going to run a sweep or two here for some bonus yards? I'll take the 125. That was my thought on that one. Here's my thought process. Money does not buy you championships except for the race. They don't buy championships out there. No, they don't spend money. Neither team. Wade Boggs. Now, if we're talking late 90s Yankees, Wade Boggs, Strawberry, Ruben Sierra, Cecil, they brought in like kind of professional, kind of older guys. Rock Reigns was there. Like, it was just a veteran kind of team, and it worked. I don't know why we don't see more of that. Now, we know why we don't see more of that, because these stupid guys just think, oh, we got to look at this exit velocity on the swings. What do you mean laying a bunt? You could strike out. It's the same thing. Yeah, that's why we got these guys with these terrible batting averages. I mean, Rob Deere would be considered like a Hall of Famer today. Dave Kingman be getting paid $45. Dave Kingman's like Aaron Judge today, be getting paid $45 million, crushing a ball. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yanks in the 2020s are extremely cheap compared to early 2000s to the 90s. 90s Yanks are cheap as they come nowadays, and you're right, Sean, the Rays are known for being right with the wallet. and still being good. You have to develop players. And the Yanks for years traded them away. McGriff, Doug Drabeck, Smiley. I mean, we go on, guys they traded away as youngsters. I mean, Hal Morris. I mean, we could laugh at some of the guys. They were decent MLB players. I mean, it's ridiculous. When they finally kept guys, they got a good crop. I mean, right? Jeter, Bernie, Posada, Pettit. It was a nice little run of guys. Very rare. Who's had that? It's a rarity. But who is that team built on? Jimmy Key comes in. Wells, Paul O'Neill. Like you got to have. There's just guys you need. Yanks don't have any of those guys. Don't have them. But the Rose team in '97 Marlins. That's a Moneyball championship. Oh yeah, they brought in Sheffield and Kevin. Kevin Smith was the pitcher. Kevin Brown, Mark Leiter. Who else was on that team? The catcher. Charles Johnson. Was Charles Johnson the catcher back then? Yeah. That's right. I forgot the Marlins. The Marlins did buy that team, and then they traded everybody away the next year. They won. Who's that? Joe McKinney? Joe McKinnon was the coach? Manager? What do we got here? Bottom two. Ragan's doing his thing. 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. 33 pitches. This guy's having to go 5 innings. Jim Leland. Leland was the manager for that first team? Is that right? Who was the second one? You're right, Leland. 97 team was Leland. Second World Series win. Miggy, Conine. Who's the coach? (2003) Jack McKinnon was 2003. That's right. Dontrell Willis from the age, wasn't he? What would you call him? The D train, right? Here we go. Marlins called up Southpaw Dontrell Willis from the Mudcats. 11-2 in his first 17 starts. Miggy Cabrera was there. Willis and Cabrera were later proved to be essential parts of the playoff run. Jeff Conine, original Marlin member of the '97 World Series team, returned from Baltimore. Hall of Fame catcher Pudge Rodriguez signed as a free agent, and closer Oogie Urbina arrived from the Rangers. Oh, that was the Steve Bartman game. Oh, my goodness. Marlins defeated the heavily favored Yankees in 6 games, winning the 6th game in Yankee Stadium. Alex Gonzalez helped the Marlins game 4. Josh Beckett, MVP. MVP. Josh Beckett, Luis Castillo at second, Juan Encarnacion, Alex Gonzalez short, Todd Hollinsworth, Derek Lee, Mike Lowell, Juan Pierre. Wonderful. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified. Let's get it done here on the Winner Circle YouTube channel, folks. I was going down a rabbit hole with our Jim Leland team. Bonilla, Conine, Alou, Sheffield. That was the 97 squad. The 97 squad. Yeah, that was a juicy team for sure. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for popping in. Tomorrow, I'll be live with, not live, I'll be with Matt Fargo tomorrow and Chip Trimbus talking some baseball playoffs on Winner Circle YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe. Hang out over there. Notification bell on so you know when we do our live show on Monday nights, our live show on Football Fridays with Mark Lawrence and Victor King. Plenty of free picks during the week. Me, you saw Doug Upstone, Chip Trimbus, Matt Fargo, Brian Biller, Paul Bovey, Jim Feist. We got you covered. at the Winner's Circle, gamblesworld.net for all the premium stuff. It's baseball playoffs. We got you covered in the playoffs. Hockey, NHL, I believe. Is it tomorrow? The puck drops tomorrow or Wednesday? Crazy. Get on board, folks. Appreciate you watching. Good luck. An hour. Look at that. Me talking to myself. Good to see everybody. Bye-bye.